We're on the new Buskins 29. I want to show you guys some performance numbers of how this boat does under real world conditions. Have about a half a tank of fuel and all of our fishing gear on board. Nice calm conditions. What we're going to do first off is just show you folks a whole shot. So from just a rolling start, we're doing 6 miles per hour at 1,000 RPMs. We're going to jab this thing with some throttle and going to show you guys how quickly she jumps up on top. If y'all are ready to go, here we go, throttle up. That's 30 right there. I do not have a stopwatch on board. You guys can do the countdown internally, but that's pretty quick. I may get Logan to do one shot over the stern and I'll count it down as we roll. Again, we'll do that whole shot. A lot of times that's nice just to know how quick she can jump up on top from a rolling start. Hang on to something there, Logan. All right, here we go. We're doing 6 miles per hour. Gonna jab this throttle. That was 30 right there. So not bad for a 29-foot boat with 300 horsepower. This boat could carry more horsepower, but the 150s are super economical. Now I wanted to showcase, this is where this boat is extremely happy. We got 3,100, 25 miles an hour. Now in the charter world and even in the real world, this is where we all spend a lot of our real world time, is at 25 to 30 miles an hour. You can still sip on a beverage, your hat stays on your head, your hat's not going, hair's not going crazy. And you can look on the stern, over the stern, this boat played off well. She's very, very happy. She's slipped off. I'm even going to slow down a touch more and show that even sub 3,000 RPMs, (2,700 RPMs). Again, looking over the stern, the boat is planed off. There are days that when we're offshore, and if it does get really rough, sometimes you can only make 19 or 20 miles an hour, and the boat is planed off well at that speed. So if you are ready, we're going to go ahead and start incrementally moving up and showing performance numbers. Nice and easy. At 3,000, 3,100. 24 miles per hour. 28, 29, and 35. nice big splash well over the stern, so when you're coming down off the plane, this boat really a nice attitude. Now folks, I know there are much faster boats out there. This boat was built more with economy, comfort, stability in mind. I'm not really trying to go 80 miles an hour because realistically, rarely can you go that fast. Most of us spend most of our time at 25 to 30, and that's where this boat really shines. Pretty happy. Obviously we could add more horsepower. If you were someone interested in one of these boats, this boat would probably carry 500 horsepower or better if that was the direction you wanted to go. You guys tell me what you think about those performance numbers. I feel like they're pretty good for what she's designed for. Again, this boat's not a race boat. This is a charter boat and a fishing boat. I'm going to be giving you guys a tour of this boat from bow to stern to show you folks what we've gone through over the last several years to build this boat. And we've custom built this boat to tailor our needs. Again, I'm a full-time fishing guide down on the northern Gulf Coast, and we needed a hybrid caliber boat. Some days we're fishing in very shallow water. As you can see, we're right up close to the shore here and around 2 feet of water. There are days when we're 100+ feet of water, 20-25 miles offshore. Needed a boat that would do everything. So there are several features that we wanted to integrate. One was just plenty of good, clean, functional room in this boat. There is a lot of room to move about. There's plenty of places to sit. But we're going to start with some of the features this boat has. Now, almost every boat in operation these days is going to be running a big GPS guided trolling motor. Had really good luck with the Minn Kotas. That'll help us keep us right on position. Now, we don't anchor very often, but if we need to, that would be our anchor compartment. And you can see we built these hatches out of Coosa board and fiberglass. They're custom made to this boat, so they will hold a full-grown individual, no problem. We've got some nice, clean, flush mount cleats. And if you are up here on the bow, we've got what I call a tow rail. So that gives you something as you're up forward that you can kind of know when you're near the edge and not go over the edge. We've also got up on this forward bow deck, you can see this is all usable space. We didn't do any hatches or any cushions here. That is because we fish around a lot of oil rigs, and a lot of times we are putting the nose of the boat right up close to the structure, and you may be jigging or holding a rig right there close to that oil rig, so you can kind of bump your ankle against, and you got nice non-skid surface. We've got a little step down here, and a lot of folks want to know where your stowage is. Now, if you guys are booking a charter with us, there's room in there if you want to put a purse or a backpack. Obviously, we've got some tools and some life jackets in there. And that is where all of our safety gear is as well. So you've got stowage all up through, and this runs all the way up underneath. So we've got an assortment of adult life jackets, children's life jackets. Now this boat, even though we don't have cushions on here installed at the moment, we do have some stowable cushions that we can put on board if you need them. But this boat really kind of holds you in here. So when we're cruising or heading out to our fishing spots, a lot of times it is calm and you can sit right up on the bow and it's comfortable. There's enough seating up here that typically even like a party of 6 can all sit together. You guys can all have a conversation and chit chat when we're moving from spot to spot. Big Engel cooler. This is a 123. That is a fairly large box there. Now it's empty at the moment, except for just a couple drinks, but typically we're going to keep all of our clean ice in there. This is another seating option. This is wide enough for 2 adults to sit side by side as we're cruising offshore. A lot of times this is a very comfortable spot. Now you guys will notice that this boat does not currently have any kind of tower or hardtop. We're working on that. If you've been following the channel, then we've been documenting the build of this boat over the last several years. Well over 20 videos showing the build. And the hardtop is something that we're going to be doing. We're going to be fabricating something custom, more of like a Key West style top. So there will be some shade on board, but it'll also maximize fishing space and fishing room. Now, one safety feature that I really like with this boat is you got some nice gunnel height in here. So when you're in the boat, you can bump your knees or thighs against, and the boat kind of holds you in as you're moving fore and aft. We've done a kind of an integrated combing here so that you can use your hand to kind of guide yourself. If it is a little choppy, or maybe you're just not super comfortable on a boat, this boat really helps you, make you feel nice and secure. Now, as we move around to the dash, we've got a big 12-inch Garmin display. You'll notice there's a spot where a second one could go. We're working on that. Those are very expensive units, and this boat is really, it's operational, but we're still adding some features again, like the hard top. The second Garmin unit's going to come, but this is a split screen unit. That's a very high caliber, high quality one. It'll show us where we are and what's underneath us. Tried to keep the layout really clean and simple and functional on this boat. If you wanted one of these boats built or wanted us to build one for you, this layout here would allow many different configurations. You just got a lot of blank space there if you want to use it. Tilt helm on this boat, which is a nice feature. You can find a comfortable spot when you're operating. And these motors are kind of cool. These are a push to start. It makes it nice with 2 engines. I didn't know how I was going to like that. This is the first boat I've had with the Yamaha push to start feature, but it makes operating twins about as easy as operating a single. You've actually got a single lever button there, and if I engage that button, one lever activates both motors. So they both trim and tilt on one button, and one lever operates gear selection. When we're ready to shut them down, just that easy. You push those buttons to stop. Now, right now we've got just this L-shaped cushion. We had some of our local upholstery shop, Jay and Michelle at the Hope Chest. They made that for us. Really happy with it. We will be adding a seat back with some rod holders and some stowage. Right now I've got a lot of my tools and equipment up here on the dash, but typically I would keep all that in the rod holders here behind the main seat. Now this area here is kind of a multi-use space. Obviously we've got a seat here, but for a lot of fishermen, your live well space is a very important feature. And you can see we've got a large oval shaped live well with about 1,100 gallons per hour of flow into that well. She's about 45-50 gallons, so it's a very decent size. Now for our fishery, that is plenty. I know some folks may need a little bit more. This boat could be customized. We could push that well out a little bit larger if that was something that was super important to you as a client. We also have a lot of stowage within the console. So right now we're just using some Bomar style plastic hatches, and you can see we've got an assortment of the Plano style tackle boxes. Boat Outfitters makes an awesome integrated tackle system that we are going to have some of those custom made, and those will be made out of the starboard, and they'll be made to fit this boat specifically. But for right now, to get the boat operational, we just went with the Bomar hatches, and that'll be one of those other little improvements that's coming along the way. You notice here as we move back, we've got our gaff and got our deck brush. We've got room on either side. Got a hook pole and second gaff on the other side as well. So again, if you were interested in owning one of these boats, you got a gaff on either side, or if you got a hot bite going on, you got multiple options there. As we move in the back, this gives us super easy access to all of our systems. This was one of those gripes that, unless you're a boat guy, it's maybe hard to appreciate, or if you've never done any work on a boat. A lot of boats are really hard to get to the pumps and switches and valves and hoses. If you look in here, you'll notice we've got 2 very large Rule bilge pumps. We got bronze shut-off valves on everything. Very easy access to our priming bulbs. Every day when we're going out, we always pump the priming bulbs up, make sure the motor's got plenty of fuel. And this boat is a self-bailer. You'll notice we've got these really nice recessed cockpit drains with one-way scupper valves in them. So when you're hosing this boat down, which this boat does have a really nice onboard saltwater wash down that just tucks in here in the console, and you can see we can make quick work. That is honestly probably one of the best features. If you have a boat that doesn't have a nice saltwater wash down, that is a feature we really love. Now this console, one thing I forgot to mention is we just got stowage underneath here. We got room for a couple 5-gallon buckets. A lot of times I will actually put my live shrimp cooler there, and then we got extra tools, and that is access to all of our batteries as well. So may be wondering, where are we going to put the fish when we catch them? This is going to be your spot right there. So that is a sizable insulated fish box. We got multiple holes there in the transom that if you want to actually run some water in here, this is plumbed and aerated with an 1100 gallon per hour pump. And I find that that's really nice at the end of the day. After you've cleaned your fish, you can turn that pump on and it'll circulate and wash out all the residue and whatnot from the fish you've caught. Now this aft deck here, kind of the same deal. We've got some really nice tow rails or tow kicks, and you'll notice these hatches do not flex under the weight of a grown man. You can still stand up here, and if we're fishing inshore, it's going to give you a elevated casting platform, plenty of room up here. But again, this is a hybrid style boat, so we wanted the cockpit and be close enough to the transom so that when we're fighting offshore fish, we can get over the motors. And that was one of the determining factors here. If you're holding a rod or fighting a fish, you can fight over the stern and around. Same deal over the bow. You can get close enough that you can go over the trolling motor if need be. Guys will also notice we've got really nice splash well. So this boat is really dry, and we typically don't take anything over the stern, but those are gonna shed any water and keep it out of the cockpit of the boat. Now we have another insulated fish box slash live well. I tend to use this more as stowage. You can see we've got our 5 gallon buckets and we've got dock lines and whatnot in there. Really nice high quality Gemlux latches and hinges. Got an assortment of rod holders for trolling. A lot of times we do a 4 rod spread when we're trolling for king mackerel or whatnot. Again, the nice low profile, really clean cleats. And this boat, again, is designed to be really clean and functional. It's a fishing boat. That's the primary purpose. But when Logan may even want to step up here, man, this rear deck, the view from back to front, there's quite a lot of room in this boat. You can really move around. I'll get down here for a sense of scale, but 2 adults can easily pass by one another. Same here at the console. There's room that you can lean back on the gunnels, or we've done our rod holder so that you can stand really close and someone can pass behind you. That's one of those things, our style of fishing, we're often going around the boat multiple times in the pursuit of a big fish. So yeah, y'all, that is the culmination of years of work. And we did design this boat. I am a 2nd generation boat builder. We're licensed with the Coast Guard as a professional boat builder. So this isn't our first boat. Our family has built hundreds over the last 5 decades. But this is hull number 1 of our new 2900 Buskins Bay. If you want to go to our YouTube channel, Fish Bump TV, and see the whole build process, well over 20 videos documenting the build process of this boat, and we are very proud of it. If you like what you see and you want to come down here and go fishing with us, you can find us on the web at Island Marine Charters. If you want to give me a call, I will speak to you personally. Be happy to tell you guys what's going to be biting, what kind of fish we can expect to catch. And we can take your family or your crew out, and I guarantee you guys we're going to have an awesome time. I want to thank y'all so much for taking the time to tune in and watching the boat tour and performance numbers. If you enjoyed the video, the thumbs up, the likes, shares, subscriptions really help. We're trying to grow this channel, and the more you guys watch it, the more you comment, and the more you share, the more video content we can do. It's Captain Joe here with Island Marine Charters down in Gulf Shores, Alabama, and Fish Bump TV here on YouTube. As always, we will catch you guys next time out.